Hello and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin chart continues to grind rather sideways at the moment. I think I mentioned it in yesterday's video. We really have very, very little upside momentum at the moment. The price remains below our resistance area, which is still between 113,460 and $121,750. And that was sort of the resistance area to watch this month, especially after the flash crash on the 10th of October. That resistance area came into focus. The idea was we should test it this month. Well, we did just yesterday, and I talked about it in the video yesterday that we tested resistance. We were about to, or no, I think we were actually testing resistance, and I was just watching for a pullback afterwards, and that happened. So we're going to take a look at the smaller time frame in a minute. But the overall idea for Bitcoin is that we are rather in a sideways correction, yeah, and we could spend some more time sideways. We could even get another low. It would not necessarily break the overall still bullish thesis for Bitcoin. Let me be clear again. Bitcoin absolutely could have formed a bull market top. It's absolutely possible. The thing is, a lot of people are already calling for the bear market to have started. Let's be honest, in Q4, Bitcoin normally completes the bull market. So normally a bear market starts in Q4 in the post-halving year. So people who say that base their assumption on that. Now, first of all, just because something happened in the past, it doesn't mean it has to happen again like that. But obviously, history doesn't necessarily repeat itself all the time, but it often rhymes. So we see it in seasonalities, yeah. Q4 often is very similar, yeah, when it comes to Bitcoin price tops after the in the post-halving year, which we have this year, 2025. So it's actually due for a bull market top structurally from an Elliott Wave point of view, which is the model that we use to identify structures on charts, to make these charts understandable. I can tell you that the minimum requirements, and actually not only the minimum requirements, but the structure is ideal. That move to the upside, it's perfect. I have a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4. And then in the wave 5, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 waves even in wave 5. The move to the upside is technically, or can technically be seen as complete. It's just that until we actually break some support levels, I think it would not be appropriate to try to focus on a bearish count, yeah, until we actually get further evidence, because we all know that, while a wave count can be full, and then, based on that, obviously we are watching for reversal signals. We're not in 2023 anymore, guys, where I was very aggressively bullish on Bitcoin. This is different. We are now in an area where caution is recommended, where it could tip at any point. Yeah, the bear market can start at any moment, but we don't have the evidence yet, and the larger trend is still up. So a full wave count doesn't predict a top. It just means this is an area where we have to be ready in case it starts. What that means for your portfolio, of course, only you can decide. If we talk about, a wave count, yeah, it just tells us the requirements are complete, right? It's even the ideal targets have been reached. Surely, I wanted to see Bitcoin above 130K, but we came very, very close. But because we haven't quite reached it, and because the pullback remains quite shallow so far, I would still prefer a little further upside. Also because not just because I prefer it, but because I still see two potentially bullish scenarios. One of them being the white scenario, in which you could move up in a fifth wave. Okay, also here another low is possible, yeah. And the other one is a broader A, B, C structure. That's also possible. And then that this is actually a wave 1 of a larger fifth wave. Basically, that's the scenario where we can get an extended fifth wave. Wave 1, A, B, C, and wave 2. And then we can rally higher. Either way, I'd say the risk or let's say rather the probabilities that we are in a bearish market, the probabilities increase for that should we break below the 55-week exponential moving average. If we lose that, that's around $98,500. Yeah, this is also the June low, okay? And so far, we're below it. Now, this goes up over time, so it kind of supports the price, right, as we grind higher. This is very, yeah, so far, I think, there's no evidence that we have actually topped. Just a bit of a pullback. Now, if we remind ourselves of the depth of previous corrections, it's always the same thing. 30%, like in a bull market, even 30% into the April low. A lot of people expected the bear market already there. Also here, 32% into the August lows of last year. We're now at around 18, I think. Yeah, around 18, 19%. So we're not even close to 30 yet. So we haven't broken any critical support levels. We haven't even significantly broken below the September low. We haven't broken below the 55-week exponential moving average. And don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you that we have to go higher. I mean, my targets have basically been fulfilled. I mean, surely 130, we came to, what was it, 126,400? Like, that's really striking distance in the crypto world. But we simply haven't seen enough yet. And even another move down, even in this white wave 4, would be possible. And we might just hit the June low, right? Let's take a very quick look at the shorter time frame, what we talked about yesterday. I think I made yesterday's video when we were just here. We were just testing resistance. And I said to you, this looks like a 5-wave move up. So it would now be ideal if we could get a corrective pullback into support, which we did. Now, the only thing is it's a sharp pullback. It's a sharp pullback. That's not unusual after a 5-wave move like that takes shape as a diagonal structure. But it still means we have to be on the side of caution because a 5-wave move down is an indication that we might set up for lower, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that can take us to around about 98.5K if we get another low, right? Possible. Can get another low, and that's why we're tracking support here. Below 105,825, I would assume we're going to go to 98.5K. That's also where the 55-week EMA is located. We have resistance here between 109,636 and 112,529. On the other hand, if we break above this, this would open the door to another rally into resistance above, possibly to test the previous swing high from mid-October and the 61.8 retracement level next at $115,880. So that's the update on Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed the update. Thanks so much. If you appreciate the analysis on this channel, make sure you subscribe, leave a thumbs up. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.